GTA 5 can be like from so many different perspectives, all the stories that can be created with so many different people. You know, you have your funny moments, your scary Richard Oak moments, and then you have your cop scenes and everything in between. There's so much that can be created, and that's what we wanted to kind of show to you guys through our creativity. A lot of us worked on this video, actually. It wasn't just a one-man show. We all worked on it. Classypax was someone who actually helped edit it, Magic Afro, myself, and FinKone, actually. You guys. FinKone. Then we had some other people throughout the family. You guys saw all the credits and stuff. We had a lot of people, streamers, non-streamers, who helped out with the video and made it as special as it was. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But I guess we should do some introductions for anyone who doesn't know us so far. So I'm Proxy. I'm the moderator for this panel today, so I'm going to be helping out and introducing everybody. Then we have this beautiful lady next to me.
Hi, I'm Wish.
Hello.
I play Avery Jenkins, y'all.
FinKone. So yeah. Thanks, guys.
Hi, Classy. Was that? Nice to meet you.
And the man, the myth, the legend.
ELF&I.
And I'm Timmac.
So I guess before we get started, we should tell you guys a little bit about ourselves and how we got into GTA 5 roleplay, what has happened, why it is what it is today, and you know, why we got involved with it. So I guess since you were the last to stop, do you want to tell you a little bit about yourself? And
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sure, why not? So early on, I came from Arma, and Arma did a lot of role play, and we had something similar to it, but it never had this authentic feel of the Grand Theft Auto world and the experiences you can have there. So when I first experienced GTA, and this is all credit to, I think it was Zubrin who actually found it, and Dimitri's photography actually came in and after that and showed us the light. And without that, none of this would have happened. And I owe him a lot for that. And it's made a lot of friends. We've gone through so many experiences and stuff that, you know, you just make stories on the fly, and I just can't get enough of it. And I think it's a very unique realm. And obviously, there's a showing of support that people do actually like it. And I'm so glad to see that the RP focus has come to light, and I'm going to continue doing it. Thanks.
I mean, I think the thing about GTA that makes it so much different than almost any other game, to Tim's point, Arma was another one, is that the world feels alive. Even if you're in the game by yourself, the world feels alive. There's cars moving, people coming out, going. But when you get other players and you start to build those stories behind that realistic backdrop, it allows you to do so many more different things. I mean, certainly from my point of view, had a loss in the family, and that's what kind of got me into GTA. But through GTA, being able to meet so many different people and connect with them and share things with them and give people an opportunity to do things that they might not be able to do in their normal life. You know, FinKone and I were talking about a guy that we talked to that actually lost use of one of his legs and couldn't go back to work as a police officer out in the world. But in GTA, he can come and he can still use those skills and he can still play and feel like he's still part of that team. Is a small example, but it gives that opportunity to so many others. And to Tim's point, it's super intoxicating once you get into it and you start to build those relationships. So, you know, I'll certainly stick with it. I've certainly built a family here. That's why I think of you guys as my family, not my friends. So I look forward to what comes in the future. You know, with GTA 5 being an older game, GTA 6, I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? What the future looks like. So I'm pumped.
I primarily come from, I guess, an older day, like Life is Feudal, Days, Proxy and I, DayZ. Got any DayZ people in the audience? Yeah? Good. Nice, nice. GTA has become, it's I think the power of it is the fact that it stripped away so many of the things that are not important to roleplay itself. Like when it comes to eating, all these things that just take your mind away from what's important, and that's crafting stories, really interesting and compelling stories. And the game, surprisingly, gives you all the tools you need at your disposal, between the fact that you can make your character so different from everybody else, the diversity of what you can do with your characters, the way they walk and move, everything. You craft exactly what you want. And then the world is living. One of the biggest parts about it that makes it feel so alive is the fact that NPCs are involved as well. So you can just sit on a corner and do nothing, not even interact with a person, just sit there and just watch the world go by. No other game has done that yet. Not any other ones. If you're just by yourself, you're just by yourself. And I think that's one of the key functioning parts of it that made this so interesting, was the world felt like you were there. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I love it.
It's the immersion. Oh yeah. Nice job, Classy.
For me, it started as a way to do police action without police paperwork. if that makes any sense at all. I met Eli day zero when it wasn't even on the radar. We were just getting after it, enforcing the law. Like, we know the law, we've done the job, so it comes easy for us. I think that was one of the rolling points to start to hold accountability for anonymity. That's the real issue, is trying to get somebody to hold themselves accountable when they're in a digital environment. We managed to do that, and we just kept finding awesome people along the way that know how to maintain accountability and know how to adopt the role of somebody other than their own and seek a story. It's weird though, because it actually helped me. So aside from just getting away from paperwork, getting into an awesome ass 1080 and just arresting a dude and typing a line and he's off to jail, I'm like, this is phenomenal. There's no court. Like, we're done. It also actually helped me in the real world, because I would get into some situations where, like, oh, that's dicey or anything. Like, the stresses of being a police officer are astronomically high. Case laws are phonetic. Oh my God, they're so deep. There's a case law for everything of do's and don'ts. And so there's been scenarios that I've been thrust in, things that I looked up after I was done playing that actually made me a better officer in the real world. So it's like a counter product of this interesting environment I've been thrust into, and met some awesome ass people along the way.
So I literally would have never done this if it wasn't for Dimitri's photography, introducing it, like, so many. And for the longest time, like, I've role played in every game that you can role play in, even like Overwatch, okay? Like, it's lame. And when GTA first came out, I will never forget the day. We played it together when it was ported to PC, me and Tim, and we're like, this would be great to roleplay in, like, great. But the way everything was set up, it wasn't able to, support the voice and whatnot. But it's been really crazy to see that what the modders could do to make the servers and whatnot, and then finding all these awesome people and people that make you cry the first time they ever meet you. And
my favorite.
Yeah, I've just been super blessed. Hashtag blessed. Yeah.
I love her.
So I've only been doing role play for a little over a year, maybe 2 years. And I actually found out about GTA 5 roleplay because of Classy. So for months after Dimitri had showed it to him and he was playing it, he'd message me and DM me and be like, Proxy, you gotta get in on this, man. It's amazing, you don't know what you're missing. And I'm like, GTA 5 roleplay? That's not serious enough for me. I was like, I was used to that DayZ standalone survivor, like the survival roleplay. I wanted where I had to cook my food, I had to like rug it out in the backwoods. But then finally, I actually started watching, funny enough, Tim. And I started watching Shaggy, and I sat there and I was like, what is this? This is amazing. I had no idea until I finally sat down, and I was like, for weeks, I was watching back VODs, I was watching everybody who was playing on the server, and I was just intoxicated. I just wanted to do nothing but watch, and then I was like, Class, you gotta hook me up. How do I get on this server? So I got on and I started role playing, and Ella was the first character I created, and I haven't stopped. Like, it's unreal going, especially a lot of you guys have watched it and then have now starting to get on the servers, whether it's ours or NoPixel or other public servers. You guys are trying it and you're interacting and you're learning about roleplay, because not everyone goes in having years under their belt of acting or role-playing. Some of us are brand new, but that's the most amazing feeling, is one, being that person, but also having someone come in and then you be able to like almost mentor them. You're like, oh my God, you're fresh, you're a baby. It's something new, and that's how bonds are created, how the family, like we are special, like we mean a lot to each other. I had Milton in my room puking his guts up. Milton. And I was just sitting there in a sports bra like, you need some water? Like, we are a family. It feels like we've known each other for years now, and it's because of the hours we've put into role-playing and getting to know each other. It's unbelievably beautiful. Like, I'll never forget the people that I've met on this server, because they leave an impact on not just you, but on your characters. And that's two things they're impacting, and it's unbelievable. So it's really special, and I love roleplay now. I'll never stop.
But can I point out, though, there is so many role players in the audience as well.
Yes.
And we couldn't tell these stories without all of them either. So, you know, we're so grateful and thankful. We're not the family. We're the family. You know what I mean? So
Everybody is. About it. Right now, we actually have this whole section, well, not all of it, but a lot of it, or even in the crowd.
I see some over here, too.
Yeah, we have a lot of the family members here, and they wanted to come and say hi. So if you guys, anyone who's a family member, if you want to wave your hand and say hi and stuff, there you go. There you go.
Wow.
See? We have a lot
in the back
in the back corner. We have a lot of people here, and they wanted to come and experience this together. A lot of us flew in together. A lot of us are rooming together, and it's the same thing. Your characters are getting to know each other, and so are you. It's unbelievable. And like Wish said, we wouldn't be able to do this with, as much as you can sit in a world with NPCs and listen to their stories, we want to create stories with each other. And that's why it's important having everybody there and everybody helping each other out. It's really important for it. Yeah. So when it came to the video, I said that a lot of people worked on it. We wanted to kind of show the kinds of different sides to role play that there is. And we have 2 hours. We wanted to show something special, so we did make that. And a lot of work has been put into it. I know probably for the last, I think, month and a half now, we've been working on that video. So that's nights of going and recording with each other. We had to do voiceovers, all the editing that went into it. Then we were sending it back and forth. We have DM groups about it, and it was just weeks and hours of work. But this is nothing. What you saw on the stage is nothing compared to the stories that have been created on the actual server. You call it scripted. We had scripts, we knew what we were doing, there was scenes, but in actual role play, when you're on the server and you see your favorite streamers or videos that they've done, that is live action. There's no, hey, let's stop here, the lighting's not very good. Oh, that was weird what you just said. It is like whatever that person says and does at that moment, that is it. That's what you're getting. And that's what makes it so special. All of these moments are on the fly. It's not something we can, hey, roll it again, next tape. You can't do that. It's all live, and that's what makes it so unbelievably powerful as well. You know, Eli, he was found because of... he was found because of all these moments, you know. None of us would have been found if it wasn't for somebody else. Who would have known about Jerry Curl in the back of an alley if it wasn't for someone maybe seeing him, you know what I mean? And that's what's so special, is we all help each other out. So Eli, it was unbelievable what the community did for him and got together and have him where he is right now. And he's a huge part of it as well, because he gave us interaction as much as we gave him interaction. It's a give and take. You can't just take and never give something back to somebody, because that's not how role play works. It is very much a give and take, even if it is all live.
Absolutely. I mean, to that point, if you don't mind.
No, please.
When she's talking about RP and people being involved in RP, I think that's another great thing about it, is that it's for everybody, that anybody can do it. I mean, if you were ever a kid, you ever played Cowboy and Indians, you could play RP games. I think that the way that all the characters interact with one another and those bonds that they form, that's what makes it so special and makes those moments so real. Even when you're watching somebody else, like if I'm watching one of their streams and a moment happens, like I'll laugh or I'll be angry and I'll just think to myself, oh wait, this is a game. You know what I mean? Like you don't realize because you get sucked in, you start to invest in those stories and those kinds of things, and it lets you build relationships that, like friendships, and they kind of transcend the distance. I mean, the other night when I walked up to Milton, wasn't in my uniform or anything, I was about 40 feet away. He saw me through 3 like glass windows in his hotel, and he was waving, and I was, how does he know? and he was like, I knew it was you, let's get out of here. I was like, how? You know, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like you really do start to know people really well and get involved in their lives, and gives you a chance to make a difference. It's awesome. I mean, I never knew that this was something you could want to do, ever. So to be doing it, you know, from where we were when we were talking about it at day 0 to now being up on a stage and encouraging other people to do it, and being able to give back to charities and do things in the world from the good that's created by the community and the game, it's crazy to even think about. It's awesome. And honestly, it's because of all of you guys. Like all of you guys are the reason. And it's so fun to kind of be on that journey with everybody, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, he's right. Like, so, I mean, what it does is, games nowadays, unless it's a really good story and low replayability, it rarely has that emotional attachment. I found quickly that there was that, like, this sovereign citizen's really getting under my skin. Like, I'm getting heated out of character. So, like, when you start playing this and you start sucking yourself in more and more, like, this is deep. It does have that emotional drive, that weird connection, the addictiveness to see where the story goes, you know? It's just the dilemma of finding time to link up and continue the story sometimes, right? But I look forward to seeing where it's going. I don't know how much you want to talk about the new server, how much we want to get into that. So I think that's a good topic.
Yeah, we can definitely bring into that. So we're talking about what's happening now and in the future, and I know a lot of people have been asking, where's the new server? What's happening? We haven't heard anything about it, and that's because the developers have been working really, really hard. So a little background on GTA 5 developers and what they do. So the 5M Forums, which is just the website for 5M, which is what runs GTA 5 Roleplay. It's a mod that you download. The 5M developers, who all work together, so you have your like Coil, and then we had, where's some of the other guys?
Floppy.
You really want to be a superhero.
They're all in this forum, and they're developing in a code that's called Lua. So it's kind of like, I would say,
you can do a little C# and.
But
we're making a mod and a mod.
You know,
yeah.
it's all hacked and slashed.
But what they're doing is they're creating a code, and then they're putting it on this form, and they're sharing with each other. So they're actually helping each other's servers out by letting you share code. And so someone develops, someone gives it to somebody else, and they all share it. But what we've decided to do, and this is why it's taking so long, we've actually gone from the ground up. We've removed everything, or we have removed everything. It's coming back in. And our developers are running in only C+, or C#, I think is what it is. And so they're creating all of their own coding. They're not borrowing, they're not sharing. In the future, there is possibility of sharing if other servers are on C+, or C#, then there's obviously that potential. But right now, they are creating it for the family. And we are right now at 58%, from the last time I was able to talk to them, done with stage 1. So the server does have a few stages. We have our stage 1, which is the first testable for the family. And we're going to be hopefully getting that pretty soon. They're really rocking it. They want to get it out. I'm not going to say any times, but soon. And then we have stage 2, which is a playable that we're going to be doing tests for public. So we'll have it stabilized good enough that we can actually get some public running, where we can then have people who want to play with us and play on role-play communities come and join us and try. And then that'll be a testing phase. Like I said, it's pretty much just to make sure that the server and the coding that's been developed can actually handle all of the rush. Because we know what it's like. We've all sat there spamming to get on servers sometimes. But then we have stage 3, which is going to be a fully immersed version of what we want. It'd still be continuously developed, but it's going to be stable. The mods that are in there, or the code, is what our developers have wanted to give us the most immersion for our or our world. And so that one there is actually going to be 100% public ready. So that's stage 3. So right now we are working on stage 1, and we're almost there, 58% done. We're working on it. And we do actually have, before the stage, or before all of this TwitchCon stuff, I actually got a video ready to show you guys a few features on the new server. So if we could have the guys possibly get the video up on here, and we can maybe give you a little insight. So as you can see, we have a new loading screen. So it's just going to be something a little bit simple. It's really pretty. At least it tells you what you're doing, so you're not like, is the game crashing? And we have an actual passport. So you're going to be logging in. It remembers all of your characters. So you're going to create a new character. You actually put your character information here. This is where you do your age, your date, your male, female, all of that. So once you get it created, this is the fun part once it gets to it. We actually have a character creation, which is completely different than any other server right now, where it's like the GTA 5, where you can actually pick how much of your mother or your father are in your character. So you can completely customize ethnicity, you can do facial scars, you can do acne, blemishes, everything. Skin tone, whatever you want, you can completely change. And by picking what your mother and your father look like, you can actually change it on how much you want of that. So that's something that's been, a lot of work has been put into. We have pretty much everything unlocked. Our developers have done practically everything. As you can see, hair highlights. You can customize and get hair highlights if you want. Facial hair, you'll see some blemishes. So this is just a quick little clip of going through and seeing if you don't want to pick a skin, because we still do have the skins. You can still pick, your Averys, Ellas, your Shaggys. They'll still be there, but if you want to completely customize for yourself an actual character, then you can. Now, I went a little silly, and he's got a Twitch hoodie on. But yeah, so that's something that's really important, and this is stuff that, like I said, it's developed from the ground up. Our devs can see what has actually been gone into GTA 5, but then they have to recreate it themselves. And so that's why it is taking some time. And this is only a small portion of the features that we want for immersion. So that's the thing when it comes to the coding for GTA 5 is we want to make sure that it is immersive. You can't just going in, shooting up the world and killing all the NPCs and stuff. It's not the way it works. You want to have immersion where you're really getting into this character. Method acting, people do that. You think of a character, you're like, all right, I want them to look like this, and that's what we're doing here. So again, one thing that's actually not shown is you can actually pick a spawn now. This is a small feature where you can change your character's walk through a menu. So you can have a sexy walk, you can be a sly, you can be a cop. And so it's all these different walks. This is something really important for immersion. Our devs have created an actual mode where you can use Control and H, and it will actually turn widescreen on and turn HUDs off. So you continue clicking it. So us streamers, we don't have, us streamers, we don't have to try and hide it anymore. We can do it through GTA. It's amazing. Here you can see just a small example of what the new character HUDs look like. So you can see it's a small circle on the ground, so it's not in your face, and then we have the, emblem above cars when you get into them. Keep going. So we also have some police work that we're working on, which is one of the things holding us back. We want to make sure that the police have the ability to do what they need. So here you see soft cuffing, where a character can walk while they're soft cuffed so that the police can get them to walk in, so we don't have to do that weird dragging anymore. And here, they're actually hard cuffed. I'm trying to walk, but it's not possible. So the cops have that feature available to them now. But something that's really funny in those features is we couldn't just have people handcuffed and running around. The devs have put it in where if you're handcuffed, there is a chance of you trying to run and just toppling over, like kimchi. So that it's completely different, and
Has she been drinking?
she might have been. And you can see here, the cops do have the tackle feature still. It is Abdul. Habibis. So as you can see, the cops still have that, but we've actually implemented it now where characters, we can tackle each other for fun. So now we can chase after each other and tackle. It's a small little feature that we wanted to implement to have some fun with it.
Assaults just went up 130%.
And something that I don't think any server has been able to get working yet is we actually have trains that are going to be coming to the servers, and it is a job. So people can actually be train conductors for around the city, and there's so much potential where if there's a store that needs something in Los Santos and, say, Sandy Shores has it, the train will go from Los Santos to Sandy to pick it up, and that's a job you would do. You can carry people around. But these are just 10 of small features that we wanted to show you guys to say, like, the server is being worked on. It's coming. It is, but it just takes a while because of the way our developers are doing it. It's not as easy as plugging and playing, you know what I mean? They're creating everything. It's been unbelievable the amount of work that they've been putting into this, nights and days, and they do this because they love role play. They don't get paid, they don't ask for anything. They work day in and day out because they love watching your stories. They like watching our stories. When they watch us, that's when they're like, oh, we can add this to make it more immersive for them. It's unreal for them how much they do actually love roleplay, and that's why they want to do this kind of stuff for us. They want to create the optimal world for us to be able to roleplay in, and you guys, anyone who wants to roleplay. And we're really looking forward to the actual public stuff. We're really looking forward to be able to get people on testing it, and then when stage 3 comes, to actually be able to fully evolve and have public servers, whitelisted servers, and developer servers that we want to constantly be showing people. So this round of applause is for the devs because I know they're watching and they actually helped us out with the video as well, and they're amazing. I know they're watching right now. They're beautiful.
We love you, nerds. So.
I can't wait for public because we're going to get to see some new faces. Some of you guys out here have never tried it before, may try it out. And just having that influx of new creativity is probably the most refreshing thing. And I can understand maybe things of, sometimes it stalls out waiting for something like this, and you deal with this, the same characters, but the characters still seem to keep bringing it, and they keep evolving their stories. And more credit to you guys for doing that, because that's probably the hardest part, is to come up with something new with the same people. And you've been doing a fantastic job with all that. But I still cannot wait for some new person to come in and blow our minds and just take over and just be that guy that we now admire. I know that's kind of the reverse effect, but I can't wait to see you guys come and show up.
They leave an impact. They do. Like, when you have someone who comes on the server for the first time, you're like, who is this? I want to keep role-playing with them. Like, it's amazing. It really leaves an impact. Like, people get excited sometimes to play with us, but we're like, oh my God, who is this amazing little gem? Like, I want to keep them forever. It's special, and it is.
Kiki took us by storm.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what and where did this come from?
Canada.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is, like, we want to do public, but we can't right now because what happens? The servers will crash. We don't have the code 100% where it can hold everybody. And that's the biggest thing. Even now we know that when we're on full server, sometimes there are some issues where it's desync or anything like that. So we want to really, really have it completely built and completely stable so that when we do have that influx of people coming in, it's just amazing for everybody. And like Tim was saying, the fresh faces, like a lot of us play characters who are always the same. Your Sheriff Eli's, your FinKones, but Shaggy Dankweed is one, but people bring in other characters as well. And as much as that is a fresh face to a character, you still know that person. That feeling of getting to really know somebody for the first time, their character and them, it's unreal. There's no feeling like it, really. It's unbelievable.
And that's how we made so many friends through, is because you start knowing the person behind the scenes and, communicate, say, hey, that was a great time we had today, I can't wait to, further our story and all that. And sometimes you have that little external communication to kind of like prod it and say, hey, I can't wait, let's keep this rolling. This has been awesome. But I forget where I was going with this, but that is probably my favorite thing. All of you guys here, like this and all the people that we've come to know and learn about the community and this ever-evolving thing of RP is my favorite thing of the entire adventure. there's so many new people that I've met, so many people I respect in the industry and the community, just the support from just the chatters and the viewers and the people that, the developers. We've brought in a big development team. We've expanded. Everyone just, everybody loves what we're doing. And I can't wait to see it expand and grow and get more servers and see if we can just fit as much as we can. Hopefully get higher player limits, and then we can fit even more people in. And that is my dream goal. Hopefully that happens soon.
Hopefully.
So we have about 10 minutes, I guess.
Till end?
No, probably next part.
Oh, okay. Well, we did actually, so we were just kind of chatting about a lot of stuff. We do want to do a small Q&A with you guys where we have a mic, and if you guys have questions for us, we want to answer them as much as we can. Obviously, not everything will be able to be answered, but we'll try our best. So if we can get the actual microphone, I don't know who has it. Oh, there we go. So all you guys got to do if you have a question, if you have a question, you can stand up and come over and grab the mic and, yeah. Don't be shy, okay?
When will the Mime Lord get whitelisted? The question every mother wants to know.
The Mime Lord?
Yeah, the Mime Lord. That little shit.
Well,
How's he gonna get whitelisted?
right now, what we're doing is we do have a whitelist that you guys have seen. We have on the forums, actually, Itzabur, one of our admins, went through and they're actually reading and going through every single profile that people have put there. 500 he has gone through since before coming here. We filed through 500, and there are still more that have to be seen. And we reach out to everybody. We are reaching out to anyone who's put time and effort into an actual application, is what we're calling it now. So if you have an application and we are trying to review them, obviously 500. There's only a few of us. It's going to take time for us to really be able to go through as many as we want. But you guys see, we're constantly having fresh faces on the server. I'm sure people have noticed it. We notice it. There's constantly tons of people who are trying to get in. And
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I'm coming for Eli. I'm coming for you, boy.
Let's go.
That doesn't end well for you. I'm just going to tell you that.
It does not look like it's gonna go.
Hey, Chad played 5. I have a question for Classypax.
Hey, Pork.
So, who? What? Eli trained, right, to be a police officer so that he could learn to role play. Did you have to, serial kill in order to, do that?
Pork.
No comment.
But thanks.
Kill you later.
Probably for the best.
Hey, Mr. Chaggy here. I've played squad with all of you.
hi, Shaggy.
Oh, yeah?
Right on, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
My question is more like, do you think game development's going to change in the next couple of years towards roleplay? Because, no, we've always had roleplay in the back, but now with GTA blowing up so huge, especially on Twitch and YouTube, do you see other game developers like GTA 6 having roleplay only and et cetera?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be a dream. That's something I've been looking forward to since the beginning. Coming from Arma and DayZ, and you see all these games, Reign of Kings, Ark. I mean, there's a handful of them where they implement the VoIP, and I find if you have VoIP and modding allowed in the game, like if you see something like Rust, I mean, we even did it with Rust, but all these games, you see that we have this community that's building behind each one of those games that we see, and I really hope, and I beg of every game developer to throw VoIP in their game. If you can have an option, if you can disable it, that's fine, but if you have any private servers, please, for the love of God, give us a way to communicate.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's honestly healthy for the companies. I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto 5, what it's done on stream since this has happened. You know, people are buying the game still because they're allowing the modding community to continue modding the game. It's a source of revenue for them. So there's already other games in the work. Like, I don't want to throw too many out there because I don't even know if they're going to do well. Like, y'all know the early access risks nowadays. But you know, like Identity is apparently centered around that. That is it. So we're not waiting for it. We're already seeing that shift. I think they're starting to realize what people really want.
Sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
And indie games too. There's definitely people that email us on our opinions about when and what they could do to make roleplay better for the different games. So not even just Identity, which hopefully will be awesome.
Yeah, Identity.
Yeah,
That's,
so.
my guys from Asylum.
I was wondering if we can blacklist Shaggy Dinkween's mother.
Oh my God, there he is.
I don't have any questions.
Who doesn't know?
Go back
That's
to the beach
actually
or no one
Gilly
watched
Guy.
it.
For those who don't know, that's Gilly Guy.
Hi, does anybody have any gas so I can light them on fire?
Get out of here, Danny. I think Kiki's looking for you.
My question's mostly for Timmac and Sheriff Eli. I'm a Lyric fan, and I know a lot of people at home are probably curious about Lyric. So my question is, are you guys excited to maybe see Lyric come to these new servers and play with you if he decides to do that?
I've known Lyric very long time. Well, a few years at least now. He actually got me started, and so much credit to him. And I actually think he's a phenomenal role player. However, he is his own human being, and if he wants to play the game, he will, and he's more than welcome. But you know,
All right. Thank you, guys.
I can't make his own decisions.
I'd say the same thing. I mean, he's a great dude, more than welcome. So when he's ready, we're ready to play with him again for sure. It was great playing with him the first time.
And that's the thing, we have actually had some of your favorites saying how they're interested in coming back. I'm not going to name drop or anything, but there are people who they want to come back. They're looking forward to the new server. They want to stop in and hang out again, and that's something we can look forward to.
Hi, you guys. How are you? Hi. I'm Rory Plays. Oh my gosh. Hi, Proxy. This question is for everyone. What has been your favorite moment or your favorite memory that you guys have shared to date?
Making her cry was good for me.
Do you mean like role play moment or any role play? I think my favorite moment was during a ride along with Eli, and it was when he was dropping me back home, and I lived up in Paleto, and I was at that apartment complex, and we had been having fun the whole night, and you know, Ella jumps out, and she's like, all right, see you, bestie, and then he's like, get on out of here, and he revs the car towards it, and then she butt slides across it and runs away, and you can hear him, like those moments where you hear a little bit of a laugh, and he's like, you know, under his breath he's laughing, but he's like cursing you out. It's amazing. It's those kind of tiny moments that actually mean a lot. Like, you don't have to have this role play moment that's ginormous and huge, but even just small little things can mean the world.
I would agree. I mean, it's hard to pick one.
I know, it really is.
I mean, I think I remember the first time I arrested every single person except for FinKone.
I remember.
The first time I ever met FinKone in game, I robbed him.
He robbed
as my biker character. That was the first time I ever met him. But I mean, there's just so many good interactions that it's difficult to say, okay, well, this one's top tier, and the other ones, are not necessarily that way. I mean, I think they're all really, really high quality. I mean, I was talking to Cletus and Milton last night about that, about how it's just such a great opportunity with no matter what player you're interacting with to build something new and to do something different, and every single interaction is a chance to take it in a completely different way. And in that way, it's a lot like life in the terms of the decisions you make and which way you can go. But picking like a favorite moment, I don't know if I could. Maybe robbing FinKone was probably, the robbery went well. I did not get caught.
That's what captured it for me. Like, no, I'm serious. Like, that was my first time on there. I'm like, I'm an honest man. I'm gonna do an honest job. I'll make deliveries. And then I run into this knucklehead. And next thing I know, like, I'm calling the cops. They're rolling on scene. Things are kind of going as they should. And I'm like, I want a police here. Like, I'm gonna apply. This is cool. This has that cool feeling. So what was that, like 2 years ago or something?
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago, man. Still haven't been caught. To be fair, got that money off you.
Thank you very much.
What about for you?
Oh, for me, there's this moment that my mom and dad are obsessed with Twitch now. My mom was watching, and she's like, why the hell did Shaggy come pick you up from the jail in a helicopter, and you were playing Freebird, and everything was awesome? I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. And she's like, you are so weird. Shug. So.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
that was really funny.
Yeah.
But you gotta have the Freebird.
Hi, Mom.
Hey guys, David Mers, don't really have a question,
But I just want to say it's awesome what you guys are fucking doing, watching your shows, all that kind of stuff, and some of the best roleplay moments I've had with some of you, especially you, Eli. Way back when you lovingly referred to me as the Irish bug or necktie.
I absolutely remember.
But
good to see you made it, buddy.
Yeah, good to see you too. But no, some of the best stories I've ever had and roleplayed out have been with some of you or on some of the servers that I've played on with you guys. So yeah, it's awesome what you're doing. So congratulations. I hope you guys are the best. So seriously.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I had 2 questions. One for Eli, and could you say Miss Stone?
Miss Stone.
What, dude? It's not that bad.
And the second was, there is going to be more K9 unit in the new server, right? Because the RP with Doug and FinKone.
Dogneck will be back.
Amazing.
Yeah, we're going to do K9. We're going to bring a lot of things back. I mean, to Proxy's point, a lot of it is trying to find out the balance, like we always talk about, right? We don't want it to be a situation where the police are rolling around in tanks, in robot suits and stuff. So we'll bring back K9. All that's going to come back. But it'll probably be after we get the department set up and do all that new stuff on the server. But it's definitely coming back for sure.
Will the dogs still hate fun?
They're trained that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But things like that have to be kind of programmed. So, like, if you brought a K9 unit in, that would have to, be contingent on someone having drugs on them or something, and then, there'd be a chance to smell the odor off it, and you got to program the whole thing. But that, I see that as being completely possible, though.
Mm-hmm.
And last thing I just want to say is, one of us.
Eli Army.
Hi, I'm Shep, and I had a quick question for you. What's your favorite moment with Kiki Chanel? I came for Proxy, but I stayed for Kiki.
That is completely fine. There's a whole lot of women. Actually, stand up, Milton. He's actually dressed as Kiki Chanel.
He dressed as Kiki.
I actually remember the first time I met Kiki. We were going in to get tickets written off up at the bank. And we were just talking, and I had never met her before. Like, I remember Slater was there. And I just look over with Ella, and here is this behemoth of a woman. And it was like, I questioned, actually. I was like, is this a woman? Like, what is this? Like, and I just remember staring at her. And you know when you go still, your camera does that zoom in on their face, and you see like the jawline, the like hair on the face. I was like, I remember looking at chat. I was like, are we seeing the same? This is a person. And it was amazing. And just some of the stuff she was saying. I remember sitting there and I had to get up from stream and walk away because of like the lady glue and all the Red Eagle, and I was like, okay, I'm a head
She
out
has
of
made
here.
me blush before, for sure.
Oh, no, yeah.
So.
There are many times where you don't know how to really react to what's coming at you. Yeah. Like the disappearing bong.
The first time I met Kiki, like every band, just do it now, but we give everybody a chance, and I cannot, like that is the reason that we give everybody a chance. Like Kiki, 100% solid role player.
You never know.
Like, I printed off Twitch's terms of service sometimes interacting with you. I'm like, that's not allowed. You didn't look.
I'll behave.
What about Eli? What's your favorite moment?
My favorite moment, so the first time I ever met Kiki is probably my favorite moment. And we got a call, I think it was for, what was it, like a car accident or something, like at the jail, on the access road. Yeah. And FinKone took the call, and I was going somewhere else, and he got on the radio, and he was like, you should come to the jail. And I was like, I'm gonna go over, I'm almost there to this other place. He was like, you should definitely come to the jail.
Be a real good
like,
time.
you should come to the jail.
Be a real good time.
Why did you do
I'll
that
come to
to
the
him?
jail. I pull up, and Milton's character is sprinting across the street screaming, and FinKone was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, it's hilarious. Like, so we're like talking back and forth, and he was like, oh, what would do? We'll scare her with the dog. Remember that? And we're like, oh, the dog's probably gonna get out. And Milton's freaking out. He's like, oh, I hate dogs. I hate dogs. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. So funny. So funny.
Yeah.
Hi, right, so my name's Megan, aka MegaRex85.
Hi.
Hi. First, I just wanted to thank all of you guys, role players, up on the stage and in the audience, as far as making a difference in my life this past 8 months or so. You really changed my life, so I can't thank you enough. My question is, do you ever find yourself slipping into your character in real life? Like if you're at the drive-thru and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, hi, I kind of want to order a cheeseburger. And then you're like, oh God.
Yes. I've called my wife dude a ton of times. And she's not happy with it.
My mom has caught me. So when I was playing Ella a lot and like every day I was playing her, my mom, it was like 5 in the morning and she's downstairs getting ready to go to work and she hears me talking and she's like, comes up over the stairs, she's like, Caitlin, what are you doing awake? I am sound asleep in my bed, talking like Ella. I was sleep talking, role playing as Ella. And you just get so into the characters that you do. You just slip up in real life. It happens.
Confirmed. She dreams about felony crime.
Noted.
Do you ever have it, Classy?
Actually, talking like Shaggy's character sometimes by accident. I answered the phone once because I was watching streams at work, being productive, and I answered the phone like, "What up, dude?" And I'm like, "Oh shoot! Oh God! Whoops! I've done that.
And also, Sheriff Eli. Hi, bestie.
Hi, I'm Horizons 1. I'm Megarex's fiance. I just, more of a thank you than a question. I wanted to thank everyone from the Family RP and a special thank you to Sheriff Eli. You've been there twice this year when I've had very terrible things happen in my family, and you gave me words to keep me going and just get me through it, and I can't thank you enough. And when you have a chance, I have a special book for you. It's the Book of Eli, but as you'll see as a surprise inside, it has a little hidden courage, as I like to say.
All right. Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Hi, I'm Lima Zulu Tango, and I just want to say thank you for bringing back GTA as an RP, because I played it way back in San Andreas days, and I'm very thankful that it's back again. And my question is, if GTA RP didn't exist as in GTA, do you think you would be playing the same kind of thing in another game?
Me for sure.
Yes.
I mean, I've been doing that a long time, but I don't know if the other guys.
Yeah, same for me. Like prior to that, Grand Theft Auto 4, LCPDFR, Grand Theft Auto 5, LSPDFR, the experience was hollow. It's with AI. So when I found online, I was already trying to do it. I just was never happy. So.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good to see all of you here at Paxi. It's always good to see you, man.
Hi.
Pax is one of the greatest streamers I've ever seen. He's got an amazing production value. How much do you guys help each other out with your production value in your streams?
A lot. Yeah. Actually, it's a lot of collaboration. It's all about a group effort.
That's great,
Yeah,
man.
so there's
That's great
a...
We know.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, good to see you, Vane.
Hi, I'm Fane Online. I have basically been no-lifing GTA RP recently because I started watching Proxy and Timmac a while back. So thank you guys for getting me into that. It's been great. I had a question for Classypax. How many characters have you gone through at this point?
We did I did a rough count because I had like an illustrator make a bunch of like head busts. 14 official and about 20 non-official, like people that I brought into the server and kind of just moseyed and did my own thing and kind of like, that one's not going to work. Or I'm probably get in trouble if I do that one. So, yeah, about 20.
Can you say something in Daryl's voice?
Daryl's voice?
Daryl. He was the depressed bus driver. Daryl's
Oh my God. It's been a while. The bus ride. Gaggy, want to come for a ride? No, not really. We're gonna go by the chicken factory.
Well,
Respect.
actually, I hate to interrupt, but that is
Oh.
actually going to be all the questions that we have to do for today. But I do want to let you guys know that we can kind of mosey on out, hang around the convention center. We want you guys to come and talk to us, but also to the rest of the Family RP members. So if you do have more questions, if you guys want to take pictures, if you want to sign things, just come up and ask. Everyone is here. We want to talk to you guys. We want to get to know you. So yeah, thank you very, very much for you guys coming and watching. And thank you to these amazing people for being here to help me out.
It's all about them.
It is. It is all thanks to you guys. So I appreciate it. All the family members, if you guys want to mosey on, everyone hopefully knows faces. If not, you can just ask. And yeah, we'll be seeing you guys around. So I look forward to potentially getting to role play with a lot of you guys.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Can we get up?